Welcome, everybody. I'm going to call to order, bless you, I'm going to reconvene the December 11th Parker Town Council meeting at 7 o'clock p.m. Council, please sign in. All council members are present with the exception of Councilwoman Amy Holland. I don't see any youngsters in the audience, so we don't have anyone to lead us in the pledge. So if everyone would mind just standing up and joining me in honoring our nation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. All right, and I don't believe we have any special presentations tonight. Is that right, Michelle? No. Nope. All right. Well, let's move right on into Parker Chamber of Commerce updates. I don't see anyone from the Parker Chamber here tonight, unless they're hiding behind the podium. No? All right. We're going to go ahead and move on then. Public comment. This is an opportunity for you guys to come on up and give public comment to the town of Parker. This is on items that are not currently on our agenda. If you're here for an item that is on the agenda, there will be a time for public comment at that hearing. So this is general public comment, 3-minute time limit. No action will be taken on them at this time. So if there's anyone here for general public comment, come on down. Watch your step coming down.
All right.
Yep. And if you guys could just state your name and address for the record, please. You'll see the little timer counting down above me there.
Okay. Hello, I'm Diane Roth. I spell my last name R-O-T-H, and I live at 8996 Matzenbacher Road in Parker. And I am here tonight because the Cultural and Scientific Commission, about half of our members are up for reappointment, and we are on your consent agenda tonight. And Elaine cannot join us because she is enjoying her birthday in Hawaii.
Ooh, that's not helping the case.
I think it's kind of a special birthday for her. But I just want to say that it's a real privilege to chair this group because it's a very talented and diverse group of people. And we have committees that are working, and I'm really excited about what we're doing. We had a great honey festival this year, the biggest one ever. Most exhibitors, most attendees. We're working on another bee education project. We have our adult lecture series is going really, really well. We have a couple of new committees. We have a history committee, which Judy will tell you a little bit about, and we have a programming advisory committee. And we also have a finance committee, and Elaine opens the books, and a couple of our members take a look at the financials. So I think that's brave and a nice show of transparency. So this is Judy Bazile, and she is up for reappointment tonight.
Wonderful. Judy, name and address, please, if you don't mind.
Judy Bazile, 7854 Forest Keep Circle, Parker.
Excellent.
And I am up for reappointment. I finished the term of a previous commissioner, so I'm excited to possibly have the opportunity to continue. I'm working with Andrew Hawkins, who is a member also up for renewal, and we have just embarked on a new endeavor with the historical committee, and we're very excited. We've had several meetings. Actually, we had one this morning, and we're looking forward to developing our mission statement and getting our long-term and short-term goals in place.
Wonderful. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out. All right. Is there anybody else for public comment? All right. Seeing none, we'll close public comment at 7:03 p.m. and then move on to the consent agenda. Consent agenda items are considered to be routine, will be enacted with one motion and one vote unless a council member asks to have something removed for further discussion. So council, with that, I would entertain a motion or further discussion on consent agenda items 6A through 6G.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Josh Rivero and a second from Josh Martin. Council, please vote.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. You want them to vote again? Can we just do a voice vote?
No, vote again.
Vote again, please. Josh, want to hit yours again? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item up is our town administrator's report. Michelle, do we have anything to add to that?
No, other than this is our last meeting of the year.
Last meeting of
Yes.
2017. Woo-hoo. All right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to public hearings. First item, which is item 8A, is a public hearing for Parker Tech Center AMD 2 LA 2-12 use by special review. Carolyn, you're going to be our presenter, our guide tonight.
So for some reason, it's not coming up. Chris, is there some?
Last meeting of the year, and all
There
of
we
our
go.
tech
We
goes
go.
down,
There
right?
it is. Yay!
Boosh.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This application is a request for approval of a use by special review to establish an indoor auto sales and showroom facility in the Parker Tech Center subdivision. The applicant is Jonathan Edward. He is present this evening and available to answer any questions you might have. Appropriate verification of the required public notice has been provided by the applicant. The applicant proposes to establish an indoor automobile dealership. The parcel is located at Unit 105 of a multi-tenant building at 10505 South Progress Way. The location is north of Longs Way and south of Plaza Drive and is denoted by the red rectangle on the photo to the left. The parcel is located in the light industrial character area as defined by the 2035 master plan. This character area is intended to provide a location for a variety of uses, including flex office space and commercial services. The proposed use is a commercial service and is therefore consistent with this designation. Zoning for this parcel is planned development. A car dealership in the Irwiller PD zone designation is allowed, but subject to approval of a use by special review. The current use of this unit is flex office. However, the space will soon be vacant. No modifications are proposed for the exterior of the building or for the site. Surrounding land uses include commercial, light industrial multi-tenant, and your storage mini storage. The applicant is proposing a 2,621 square foot auto sales showroom that will house 10 to 15 vehicles for sale. Inventory will focus on vehicles specially designed for outdoor and off-road recreational activities. Sales will be conducted via online advertising with the occasional drop-in customer. All inventory will be in top condition prior to arriving at the location, and no repair or maintenance activity will be allowed on site. A recommended condition of approval will limit outdoor display vehicles to a maximum of 3 to keep the proposed use in compliance with parking requirements. A more detailed explanation of the parking requirements will be addressed in another slide. Additionally, no inventory will be allowed to remain outdoors overnight. Many of the adjacent uses, such as eating and drinking establishments, require more parking in the evening than in the daytime. Restricting overnight storage of vehicles will result in a better utilization of the existing parking. Overnight storage is also prohibited in the applicant's lease. The use by special review condition of approval that prohibits overnight storage is intended to reinforce this limitation and maximize the existing parking. There are 2 access points. The first is a driveway on Progress Way in the southeast corner of the site. The second is a driveway that intersects the access aisle along the west property boundary. Pedestrian and bicycle access is provided via the existing sidewalk network. The business plan for this proposal targets a specific clientele that is anticipated to generate an average of 10 to 15 visits per week, with a possible increase to 25 to 35 during peak sales season. This would average between 1.5 and 6 visits per day. Vehicles will be delivered once a week by a single car carrier, multi-car carrier, or local delivery, depending on where the vehicle is coming from. Inventory drop-off will most often take place in the access aisle. In this particular case, parking requirements are based on use and square footage. The unit is 2,621 square feet. The original site plan approvals for this site contemplated flex office use, which requires 1 parking space per 300 square feet. The proposed use of an auto showroom requires one parking space per 500 square feet. The proposed use decreases the parking requirement by 3 spaces. Therefore, the parking requirements of the proposed use have been met, including the 3 spaces reserved for outdoor display. The Town of Parker Land Development Ordinance specifies 9 criteria against which all use by special review requests must be evaluated. The intent of these criteria are to ensure that the proposed use will be consistent with the character of the surrounding area, and that potential impacts that are inconsistent with the surrounding area have been mitigated. Staff has evaluated these criteria and determined that all 9 criteria have been satisfied or will be satisfied with the recommended conditions. The 4 recommended conditions contained on the next slide are based on the evaluation of the 9 criteria, but also with consideration of the comments from referral agencies. There were no comments resulting from the public notice process. Number 1, that the use by special review materials submitted to the Community Development Department on November 9th, 2017 via eTrackit shall be the approved use by special review materials. Number 2, this approval does not include signage. A separate sign permit is required from the Community Development Department. The applicant shall also contact the Building Division regarding sign permit requirements. Number 3, a building permit is required prior to any work or vehicle storage on site. Number 4, a maximum of 3 vehicles may be displayed outdoors in striped parking spaces in the parking lot at any given time, and there will be no outdoor storage of vehicles overnight. Staff has determined that the use by special review for an indoor auto dealership at 10505 South Progress Way, Unit 105, and located on Lot A2-12 of Parker Tech Center Amendment 2, is consistent with the master plan designation as light industrial and is compatible with the existing commercial flex office light industrial uses in the area, and meets or can meet the 9 criteria required for a use by special review, subject to the conditions contained in staff's report. A public hearing before the Planning Commission was held on November 30th, 2017, and the application was unanimously recommended for approval. Staff and the Planning Commission recommend that Town Council approve the use by special review request to allow an indoor auto dealership located at 10505 South Progress Way, Unit 105, subject to the 4 conditions contained in staff's report. And that ends my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Council, do you have any questions for Carolyn? No? All right. And you said the applicant is available? Mm-hmm. The applicant do you have anything else you'd like to add, sir?
Thank you for allowing me to come in and hearing my proposal. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Awesome. Since this is a public hearing, we'll open it up for public comment at 7:13 p.m. if there's anyone here to address council on this. Seeing none, we'll close public comment at 7:13, and I'll entertain further discussion or a motion, please.
Just got a quick question. Is this adjacent or next to the indoor inflatables park?
This is where the inflatables
Used to
were
be.
long time
Okay,
ago.
They're not there anymore.
No, they're
No.
that was like 3 uses ago. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. My kids were little a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. never
No,
mind.
but that's exactly where that's
Exactly.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, then I'll entertain further discussion or a motion, please.
I move to approve based on staff findings with the stated conditions contained in the staff report.
Second.
Motion by John and a second by Josh. Council, please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
When you said off-road vehicles, yeah, I own 4 Jeeps, so I'm
So you don't own an off-road vehicle?
Oi! He hates Jeeps. Oh, sucker.
It's trail rated.
It's trail. Oh, stop. I'll take my TJ out compared to your caddy anytime there, brother. All right, next item up is item 8B. This is sulfur substation and transmission right-of-way, First Amendment, Lot 2, Block 1, use by special review. Paul.
Good evening, Mr.
Floor
Mayor,
is yours,
members
yeah.
of Town Council. Happy early holidays to you all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, buddy.
Thank you. The second request this evening is a use by special review as well. This is for a public utility The tracket case number is Z17-012. Subject property of the hearing this evening is located at the northeast corner of Motzenbacher Road and Todd Drive. It's roughly 19 acres in size. It's currently zoned public facility. The pole location, or the proposed pole location, is indicated by the red circle on the image in front of you. The next slide has photos of the site looking from the south to the north off of Motzenbacher, as well as from the west to the east off of Motzenbacher. The request is for a 125-foot tall monopole for a non-commercial wireless facility. These wireless communications would result in real-time grid conditions being read by Excel. It will allow them to better manage and shorten outages within their grid. These are the previously referenced images. The image in the top left corner is looking east from Motzenbacher Road to the approximate location of the pole. And the photo on the south is looking, in the bottom right corner is looking north from Motzenbacher, again in the approximate location of the pole. This is the site plan that has been submitted by the applicant. North would be on the left-hand side of this image, being set back 180 feet from Motzenbacher on the west and 308 feet from Motzenbacher on the south. These are the monopole elevations, again showing the 125-foot tall monopole with the associated equipment and 4.5-foot diameter pole. This is an image showing the proposed monopole after the construction of the most recently approved transmission lines that were approved last year. The proposed monopole being located at the end of the black arrow on the image here. Staff won't go through each of these approval criteria, but use by special review for a public facility is a little bit different than for a public use by special review, as you just heard. Public utilities are required to meet 13 criteria. Those 13 criteria are detailed in staff's report. However, this image does indicate that the applicant has shown compliance or the ability to be compliant with these approval criteria subject to conditions. In terms of referral agency response, all referral agencies responded with either advisory comments or no comments. To date, staff has not been contacted by anyone in the public regarding this request. With that, as well, on November 30th of this year, staff recommended and Planning Commission recommended unanimously that Town Council approve, subject to 7 conditions, the requested use by special review for a public utility. Those 7 conditions are listed on the slide, as well as detailed in staff's report. That would conclude staff's presentation, but certainly staff and the applicant are both available for questions.
Thank you very much. Council, do you have any questions for Paul?
Just a quick, for reference, can you tell me how high the other poles existing already and the new poles will be?
The existing poles are approved up to 135 feet in height, and the new poles are approved for up to 150 feet in height.
Thank you.
Okay. Other questions? No? And you said the applicant is here?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. Hi. Hi. You were hiding behind the podium. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I don't. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Since this is a public hearing, we'll open it up for public comment at 7:18 p.m. If there's anyone here to address council. Seeing none, we'll close public comment at 7:18 p.m. and I'll entertain further discussion or a motion, please.
I move that the town council approve the use by special review, subject to the 7 conditions listed.
Second.
Motion by Debbie and a second by Josh. Council, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item up is item number 9. There's actually 3 parts to item number 9, so I'll read the 3 parts, but we're going to have one presentation for the 3 parts, but council, there will be 3 separate motions that will be needed. So this is for Compark Village, South filing number 1. 9A is ordinance number 9.252.2 on second reading. This is a bill for an ordinance to approve the Second Amendment to intergovernmental agreement between the Town of Parker and the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Douglas regarding the design, construction, and maintenance of Belford Avenue, Peoria Street to Compark Village South Improvement Project. 9B is resolution number 17-020.2. This is a resolution to amend resolution number 17-020.1 to extend the expiration date of the minor development plat for Compark Village South filing number 1 through December 31st, 2018, and approve the extension of the completion date for the public improvements and replace Exhibit C to the subdivision agreement for Compark Village South filing number 1. And then there's 9C, which is resolution number 17-064. This is a resolution to extend the expiration date of the final plats for Compark Village South filing number 2 and Compark Village South filing number 2 Amendment 1 through December 31st, 2018. Alex, you're going to be our trail guide tonight.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So as you mentioned, all three of these items are related to the Compark Village South development, and more specifically to delays in the project due to federal permitting issues associated with filing number 1. So for background, the Compark Village South development is located between Peoria Street and Chambers Road, south of E470 and north of Grandview Estates. Filing number 1 of the development proposes to construct roadways, utilities, intersection improvements, and drainage infrastructure that will serve the future development. Filing number 2 and filing number 2 Amendment 1 are proposed as residential developments that are dependent on this infrastructure proposed to be constructed with filing 1. All three of these projects have been approved by the Town Council but have not yet moved forward to construction. Several agreements and approvals for these projects are currently set to expire on December 31st of this year. The developer has conveyed to the town that the delay in moving forward with filing number 1 is due to the federal permitting required to complete drainage way improvements associated with that project. In 2012, the developer obtained a non-jurisdictional ruling from the Corps of Engineers regarding Green Acres tributary on this property. This essentially meant that the Corps of Engineers would not require permits for any improvements within that drainage way, including those required to be constructed with filing number 1. This ruling was good for 5 years and happened to expire earlier this year, requiring the developer to reapply to the Corps for a new ruling. Town criteria requires that all applicable federal permits be obtained by developers prior to beginning construction, so this issue must be finalized with the Corps before the town can issue any construction permits for this work. The developer is present tonight to provide an update on this process, but it appears possible that this will not be resolved prior to December 31st. In order to allow the developer time to complete permitting with the Corps, he has made 3 separate requests before you tonight. First, to amend an IGA between the town and Douglas County regarding off-site infrastructure associated with filing number 1. Access to the development will be provided via Belford Avenue, which is a new collector roadway that will connect through unincorporated Douglas County to Peoria Street. The IGA between the town and county codifies the maintenance of this new roadway between the two entities. The IGA also contains a clause that terminates the agreement if the project does not move forward by December 31st, 2017. The ordinance in item 9A proposes to revise this date to December 31st of 2018. County staff has indicated their support for the amendment, and it is scheduled for hearing before the Board of County Commissioners in January. The second request is to extend the expiration date of the minor development plat for filing number 1. This plat was originally approved in September of 2016, and after previous extensions, will now expire on December 31st, 2017, if the plat and associated subdivision agreement are not recorded. The resolution in item 9B proposes to extend that expiration date to December 31st of 2018. The resolution also includes a revision to the public improvements cost estimate originally approved with the agreement to reflect the increase in construction costs over the past year. It also includes a revision to the public improvement completion date to push that back into to align with what would be the new construction duration. The third request is to extend the expiration dates for the filing number 2 and filing number 2 Amendment 1 plats. These residential filings cannot proceed until filing 1 moves forward, so the resolution in items 9C proposes to extend those expiration dates to December 31st, 2018 to match that of filing number 1. The approval of these items are contingent on Douglas County approving and entering into the IGA amendment with the town. Town staff recommends approval of these items, and at this time, I can answer any questions you have for the staff. As I mentioned, the developer, Michael Vickers, and his engineer, Rick Moore of Manhart Consulting, are also here to provide an update on the permitting and to answer any questions you might have for them as well.
Wonderful. Alex, thank you very much. Council, any questions for Alex?
Just for clarification and put it in layman's terms, we're simply extending the dates by 1 year. There's no, all the deals has been reached, Grandview Estates, there's nothing changing as far as the development goes. We're simply extending the dates so the Corps can do their due diligence and reissue the permit, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Other questions? Nope. Michael, would you like to come up? Do you have anything else to add? And you guys know the routine. Name and address for the record, please.
Rick Moore, Manhard Consulting, 8008 East Arapahoe Court, Suite 110, Centennial. And basically, all I just wanted to do is just give you a quick update on the process with the Corps. We did make a resubmittal to the Corps mid-October. I walked the site with them on November 20th. There's 2 applications that were made. One was for the jurisdictional determination on Green Acres Trib. A second application was made for a 404 permit on Happy Canyon Creek. We've heard back from the Corps on the 404 permit. They have received or has given us the permit for Happy Canyon. We still haven't received a determination from them on Green Acres Trib. So we're in the process of waiting to hear.
Hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait, and so that's what we're doing.
Could you just, again, for the public, in layman's terms, tell us what a 404 is?
A 404 is a federal permit. It's a nationwide permit that was received that allows you to do improvements within a waters of the U.S.
Yay, feds.
Any other questions of the applicant? No? All right. Thank you very much. Michael, do you got something else to add to? Yeah.
Michael Vickers, 507 Clayton Street, Denver, 80206. Thank you, first of all, for listening to our proposal. And I just wanted to say that while this has been very unfortunate, the contracts that we have with the various builders and the commercial developers have stayed intact. So basically, we're just waiting now to get through this process with the Corps. We don't believe that it is a situation that will not get resolved. It's just it's a function of how long it will take. So it was an unfortunate situation, but it happened, and we're charging forward. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have or concerns. So,
yeah. Council, any questions for Mr. Vickers?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Since this is a public hearing, we'll open it up for public comment at 7:27 p.m. if there's anyone here to address council on this item. And seeing none, we'll close public comment at 7:27 p.m. And council, we have 3 different items. We'll need discussion and or motions on the 3 different items.
Are we going to have public on all 3, or that was public?
That was public for all, yeah.
I move to approve ordinance number 9.252.2 on second reading.
Second?
We have a motion by Josh and a second by Debbie. Council, please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
I move to approve resolution number 17-020.2.
Second.
Motion by John and a second by Josh. Council, please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
I move to approve resolution number 17-064.
Second?
Motion by Josh and a second by Debbie. Council, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. With no further business before council, have a Merry Christmas, everybody, and we'll see you all next year in 2018.
Merry
We
Christmas.
adjourn at 7:28.